Hello from the seaside resort of Lowestoft in Suffolk. It's the Sunshine Coast and the most competitive, largest offshore powerboat series in the world is in town. Taking place alongside the Seafront Air Festival, the Honda Formula 4-Stroke Powerboat Series is returning here to Lowestoft for the second year running. And we've got 17 225 horsepower boats ready to rumble, and your race commentator Ben Edwards ready to give the lowdown.
Thanks, Tori. The festival is well and truly underway, both in the sky and on the water. And flying high after the first two events are reigning champions Negotiator with Gavin Parsonage and Nathan Libby. But second highest point scorer last time out at Plymouth was ScreamIt.com, despite this scary moment with Real Player. Richard George and navigator Nikki Sanders made the most of local knowledge to take a victory and put themselves second overall in the point standings. Jack Glendinning and Simon Bucknell are third with Real Player, followed by Scott Williams and then Rupert Pugh with Heights of Abraham. But the crew of ScreamIt.com are determined to maintain their progress here.
So second place overall, does that mean the nerves kick in a little bit more?
Definitely, yeah, a bit more pressure on now. And also as well, because we won in Plymouth and you've been on the podium, it does give you a buzz and it gives you an appetite for it then. So yes, we want to do well today. We're quite determined, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's our turn! Okay.
There's another feisty female navigator to listen out for. Rupert Pugh's wife Sophie, and the couple's looking pretty confident here.
We'd like a top three finish as always. We have got a bit more performance, so we're about as quick as the old boat now, which is exciting. We need a little bit more to catch Negotiator, but we should be on par with the others, I hope. Fingers crossed.
Jack Glendinning and Simon Bucknell thankfully stayed on board Real Player at Plymouth, and they've been making a few changes to boat setup to improve performance here.
We're going to go for slightly more top-end speed because we've always had quite good acceleration, but we've just not had the top end, and so we've sacrificed a bit of acceleration for more top end, and we'll see if that does the trick.
So after two events in the southwest of the British Isles, this one brings us to the most easterly point to the seaside town of Lowestoft in Suffolk. The course is laid out parallel to the beach with a tight chicane to negotiate, and good viewing is guaranteed as the Sunshine Coast more than lives up to its name. Sea conditions are calm, which doesn't suit everyone.
Far too flat for us today, and we've got a tough lineup today, so obviously Negotiator, a couple of other quick boats, so no trophies today I don't think, unless we have some miracles. No rough water, so we're not going to be that quick, I'm afraid.
It's like a millpool out there. I mean, I'm not sure if it's picked up a bit now, but we're racing quite early, so I think we'll get the best of it today.
There'll be no time for resting here at the Lowestoft Grand Prix. For crews and crowds, there's a full weekend of non-stop head-to-head racing. Let's take a look at some of the action so far with Ben.
And in race one, Team Williams found themselves up against champions Negotiator, front-runners Real Player, and a very determined Sophie Pugh.
Hold together! Negotiator's coming! Big swells, big swells!
She was calling the shots on board Heights of Abraham, and they took the initial advantage, living up to their confidence on dry land. Meanwhile, Negotiator and Real Player were racing hard, and it wasn't all smooth sailing out there. Local crew Dave Cowley and Chris Jerry had problems of a different nature. Dave's visor was broken and Chris tried to help. But victory went to the husband and wife team of Heights of Abraham. It was smiles all round.
Yes! Come on!
We had a great start, and then it was a case of keeping Negotiator behind us, and we just managed to do it. It felt quite tight.
Current points leaders Negotiator kept the pressure on, but couldn't catch Heights of Abraham.
I think we had some handling issues, so we've got to get those sorted, and then we'll check it out tonight ready for tomorrow, so hopefully it'll be sorted.
And despite Chris Jerry's best efforts, Dave Cowley found his own solution to the visor problem. So Rupert Pugh takes 15 points from winning race one, Gavin Parsonage earns 12, and Jack Glendinning adds 10 to his tally for finishing third. In race two, Neil Crabb and Lee Derbyshire on board Premier Crew made a good start, initially battling for the lead with ScreamIt and the ever-encouraging Nikki.
Come on, Rich, come on!
But Michael and Stephen Baggs took Vortigern ahead. and the Scream It crew found themselves under attack.
Get it round. Oh, keep going.
Mark Cockman and Adam Ford with build base survived that scare
Go, Rich, go, 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 come on.
and eventually managed to find a way past Richard and Nicky.
Yes! We got him.
They finished third, but the race win went to Vortigern.
The propeller we were running today is not our fastest one, but it gives us good grip in the corners. And that's where it's won or lost.
Yeah, that's where we won it, really. On those first few corners we had the grip and we got round, and he just didn't have to lift, and I just got it trimmed down enough, and we just went round like it was on rails.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Great feeling.
And it was a pretty good feeling too for Premier Crew, who finished second to earn 12 points and start the weekend in style.
Third weekend in, if we can maintain second places on the Saturday, go out there and be knocking on their doors towards the top, then that'd be fantastic.
Screamit.com had to settle for 4th place, while Mark Neiman with Power of Dreams was 5th, and David Baker was 6th on board Devonshire Charcuterie.
So far, Heights of Abraham and Vortigern are shining brightest here on the Sunshine Coast, but something's got to give when our 2 race winners go head-to-head in the final race of the weekend after the break. Welcome back to the Honda Formula 4-Stroke Powerboat Series and the Grand Prix of Lowestoft. So far we've seen wins for Heights of Abraham and Vortigern, but they're going to have to work hard if they want to take that checkered flag and taste the champagne in the last race of the weekend. Let's join Ben Edwards with the starting positions.
Thanks, Tori. And for this race, the weekend's better performers so far start in the front rank. That includes Vortigern and Heights of Abraham. And the rest of the fleet starts 150 metres behind. It's not going to be easy for Vortigern to repeat their earlier victory, and they've got the reigning champions right beside them.
Not particularly nice draw in between Heights of Abraham and our friends from the southwest. Yeah, we're looking forward to it though. It's the first time we've really sort of mixed it, so let's go for it.
We've got Delmar on the outside of us, so obviously that immediate boat is the one that we need to sort of watch out for. And yeah, quite honestly, the whole rest of the pack. So we're just going to put foot down and go for it.
We need to get ahead of Rupert. He took off like a scolded cat yesterday, so we need to get a really good start, get out in front, and if we can get out in front and get some clean water, it just makes your life so much easier.
Just look at these conditions. The 2008 summer may not have been a classic here in the UK, but it's a beautiful day off the Suffolk shoreline.
Yellow, 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 yellow. Green, go, 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 go. Push, push, push. Can you see your mark?
I got it, please. I got it.
Foot down, foot down. Good. Come on.
As ever, Sophie Pugh being pretty vocal in her encouragement. That's on board Heights of Abraham. You can see the blue boat with the red bow there down towards the bottom of the picture. But look, Scream It, the yellow boat going well.
Push, push, push. Push, push, push. We are not going to let them beat us to this first mark.
A lot of determination on board, as ever.
Keep concentrating on that mark. Come on.
And Rupert's doing pretty well, but it looks to me as though Richard George and Nicky Sanders may be just ahead, maybe not. Heights of Abraham coming back at them again.
Come on. Come on. Over to your left. Keep going, keep going. Foot down, foot down. Foot down, foot down.
Nicky just as encouraging, but watch out for Negotiator trying to come between those two boats, and a little further back Premier Crew and Real Player going side by side. Team Williams up beside them as well.
Premier Crew still left-hand side. Dead out with us. Right there. You can always touch him. Team Williams on the right-hand side.
So we've got several little battles going on here as we approach the first mark. Heights of Abraham on the inside, but Scream It going to try and take the line first of all, with Negotiator in the middle here. The reigning champions and points leaders want to get in front if possible, but they've got a real race on their hands here, and Scream It in front. In fact, Negotiator, are they second, are they third? They're going to sweep round the outside and I think into second place pretty much, ahead of Rupert and Sophie. Delmar in there too, running a strong fourth. It's always very calm on board Negotiator. But they're doing well. Up to second. Watch out for Delmar as well. Tony Crossley and Mark Glanville joining in the fun and games, getting close to the back of Negotiator.
Go to number one. Can you see the mark? Can you see it?
I got it, babes. I got it.
Don't go on the wrong side of it.
Very important, of course, to stick to the correct course. And that's part of Sophie's job, is to make sure that Rupert doesn't go the wrong side of any of the marker boys. On board with Gavin and Nathan, and that's a good line. They've swept round the outside of Heights of Abraham. Maintaining their position.
Turn, turn, turn! Go on! Push the yellows! Dead ahead now! Push, push, push! Come on, we're not going to let Delmar get in front of us!
Sophie obviously trying to keep that boat ahead. Heights of Abraham has let Delmar get ahead of them though. Tony Crossley's up into 3rd place.
Come on! Excellent! Push on, can you see the mark? Dead ahead! Can you see the mark? I have it!
So Rupert concentrating on getting the line into the next mark, but up front it's Scream It leading. Richard and Nicky still in front of the points leaders, remember.
Straight on to this one, come on!
It's tight.
Come on!
In the top of the standings.
Come on!
And these guys
Straight on, straight on. Boys outside you. Keep it tight, keep it tight.
trying to close up the points gap to Negotiator, but Negotiator still behind them. Delmar versus Heights of Abraham in the battle for 3rd place here. Still pretty tight between these two.
You're okay. Onto your orange. Good, you've got the right line for it. Come on. Push, push, push.
Sophie still encouraging. Delmar going very well in this race though. Tony Crossley and Mark Glanville didn't have such a good run in the first race, but they're right up there with the leaders, but not quite as well up as these guys. There's Negotiator running in 2nd. Beautiful conditions here. Gavin and Nathan, who seem to have this pretty much under control. If they can just close that gap up a little bit more to Scream It, put the pressure on in the remaining part of this race. The smooth conditions, I think, probably favouring Scream It at the moment. Oh, they've made a big mistake, and out goes the Navigator into the water. Nathan Libby ends up in the water, and Gavin Parsonage is on his own, and the other boat's streaming past there. That's always a bit frightening when you've got somebody in the water right on the turn like that. But Nathan is busily indicating where he is and that he's all right. And the other boat's doing a very good job of avoiding him. What a surprise! The reigning champions, points leaders, they very rarely make a mistake, and yet they've gone over. Well, Gavin's going to try and get the boat back to where Nathan is. See if he can pick him up. The safety boat's out there as well. But that really is a surprise, especially in these conditions. It's pretty smooth out there today, so I don't quite know what they did. Maybe just caught in the wake of Scream It. They were very close behind, of course, and they were pushing very hard. Delmar going very well too
right,
now.
Boat back, nice and tight. Come on, tight, tight.
Delmar really catching Scream It.
Perfect.
But Scream It still leading this race. Oh, Delmar getting into trouble as well. My goodness, they're both out of the boat. Well, I would never have believed it on such good conditions that we've got here at Lowestoft, and yet that's 2 rollovers in just a few moments. And both Tony and Mark are in the water. Wow, that is a real shock. Team Williams stopping there to see if the guys are okay. Looks like they're both okay, and they will be rescued from there. But that is such a surprise. They were challenging for the lead as well. Now then, Gavin has picked up Nathan, and Nathan's clambering back into the boat, which is good news. I wonder if they're actually going to be able to rejoin this race. They might be able to. A quick apology, a quick check, and off we go again. They're in the race. They're not going to give up that easily. But as I say, that is quite a shock to see those guys make a mistake. It's Scream It therefore leading, with Heights of Abraham now up to 2nd place. Real player Jack Glendinning's boat in 3rd, and Dave Cowley in 4th.
Push on! Come on!
Sophie getting more excited than ever.
Length behind. You're good. Come on, foot down, foot down.
Well, Heights of Abraham, of course, now running 2nd. Delmar recovering in front.
Oh no! Don't worry, just keep going. Keep going, Rich. Turn, come on.
And really catching Richard out there, and in fact Heights of Abraham. There's the battle for the lead. Delmar sort of recovering right in front of the boat.
What a stupid idiot. Go on, Reedy, go on.
Sophie not impressed.
Jack's still on our engine cover.
Got to watch out.
Jack is still on our engine cover.
They've got Real Player right behind them.
He's not letting us get away with this.
So top three are all pretty close together. Scream It leading. Heights of Abraham there in second place with Rupert and Sophie. But behind them, Jack Glendinning and Simon Butnell with Real Player also in the battle.
Right, come on. You're good, you're good. You're good.
Richard and Nikki
Right, all yours on the inside, Rich. All yours on the inside.
looking for the win here, if possible. They're still in front, but Heights of Abraham are pretty close behind. Real Play there in third. Further down the order, look at who's in 12th. Negotiator, having had that incident earlier on, they're still in the running. On board third placed, Real Player.
Let's see if we got the acceleration on him.
Jack and Simon working hard, but up front, it's still Scream It, just in front, but look, only by a little bit.
Jack is not going to catch us. Go on, go, push, push, push. Excellent, line yourself up for this tight turn. Line yourself up. Clear on your inside. I want a nice tight turn, Rubes. Go, turn, 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 foot down, foot down.
Great stuff. Well, Sophie, a professional sailor she was herself, really competitive, but look, Real Player has managed to knit through on the inside there. Good turn from Jack Glendinning, just sneaking Real Player ahead of Heights of Abraham.
Come on, Rubes. We can beat him to this turn, Rubes. Come on. Don't let him push you out. Don't let him push you out. Orange. Come on. Don't let him back. Back down. Foot down. Come on. Your way a little bit. Your way a little bit. Excellent. Do not hit that mark.
Great stuff once again from Sophie. She's pushing Rupert on, and it's worked because they've got themselves back into second place here, ahead of Real Player. Don't seem to have that boat quite as well balanced.
Focus. Focus. Just go nice and wide. Nice and wide. Turn, turn, turn. Turn, turn, turn. Where are they going? My God.
Well, Rupert certainly being told what's going on, but look, they've actually managed to ease ahead of Scream It now. They're on the outer line here, but they could well have just taken the lead. Scream It really got the pressure on.
That's it, you got it. Let's go, Rich, let's go. Straight as you can. Straight as you can.
The two lady navigators going head to head, and Heights of Abraham just out of shot to the left here are actually fractionally ahead. They're taking a slightly different line. Look, there they are. Heights of Abraham are in front. Sophie glances over her shoulder.
Focus. Can you hear me? Focus. Focus. They're going on
In the
your
closing
inside.
stages.
They're going on your inside, but they are half a length behind, Rupert. Come on, babe. Breathe. They are not letting us get away. We can do this.
Nearly there now. Meanwhile, here's Negotiator after that incident earlier on, battling their way past Notorious, Andy Gardner and Steve Travail. And you have to say well done to Gavin Parsonage and Nathan Libby for picking it up after that incident when Nathan was chucked into the water. And they're still trying to pick up a few more places if possible in the closing stages of this race. Sweeping around the outside, making it look fairly straightforward. I don't think they've lost any confidence despite that earlier incident. Gavin and Nathan then trying to get themselves back up the leaderboard, but they are not going to take the victory here in this race. It's looking very, very good for Heights of Abraham, for Rupert and Sophie. Just the closing stretch now, really, of this race.
Swelly, Swelly, sweetheart, push to your yellow. Please push to your yellow. Come on. They're right in your wash now. They're right in your wash. Come on.
She's absolutely determined they're going to win this thing. To me, it looks like they've got a pretty good lead, but she's keeping the pressure on Rupert and saying, well, they're right there, still keep going, keep going.
Focus! Focus! Yes! Fantastic! Yes!
Oh, don't know about you, but I'm exhausted after that one. Fantastic performance, though, by Rupert and Sophie. They have taken the victory in this race. A hard-earned win. They win by 7 seconds after racing hard for 25 minutes. Scream It takes second, and Real Players Jack Glendinning is third, ahead of Dave Cowley and Lings, the first of those in the second rank at the start. But what about that victory?
It was really, really tough trying to catch him. We hooked it once, nearly went over. But really exciting racing. I mean, you can't actually see what's in front of you, and because there's so much spray coming up, and you kind of hope by the time you get there there's not going to be a boat that you're on top of, so you have to be quite skillful.
Come on, Rick, you can do it. Straight up.
It was a great race from Scream It as well. Leaders for a long time and only narrowly beaten.
To hold that lead, we had to really put our foot down. And also, Rich and I had a good race tactically between ourselves. We actually worked extremely well in the boat today.
Right, you passed it. Let's go. Come on, come on. Go, go, go.
We had 2 on our case at any one time, but we did it.
And what about one of the most surprising moments of the season so far for Negotiator, when Nathan Libby got ejected from the boat?
I don't know what happened, to be quite honest. Yeah, we were chasing Richard, Scream It, and I'm not 100% certain what happened. The thing went over, and it just felt like it was going, it was right over, and I got wet. And then next minute I'm out, and I thought the boat was coming in on top of us, and I sort of surfaced, expecting to see the boat upside down, and Gav was still sat in it.
And soon after that, we saw a very similar incident for Delmar. Only this time, both driver and navigator went for a swim. Thankfully, the safety systems in place all worked according to plan, and no one was hurt. Tony and Mark will hope for better results next time. In the second final, local team Lowestoft 2 Lings Racing came home for a popular victory ahead of Power of Dreams and Real Player. But 4th place for Gavin Parsonage and Negotiator means they maintain the lead in the championship. But Scream It and Heights of Abraham are tied for 2nd, just 1 point ahead of Jack Glendinning. Vortigern finished 8th and 10th in the 2 final races and therefore hold 8th overall, while Power of Dreams lies 10th after that strong 2nd place finish.
Well, a disappointing weekend for reigning champions, but a great weekend for the chasing pack and for the town of Lowestoft. They've seen some amazing races, and with local heroes Lings bringing home a victory, I'm sure the celebrations will go on long after the sun has set here on the Sunshine Coast. Join us next time on the Mersey when we're in Liverpool.